Fantastic.
Anyway, sorry
Hi,
about all that. Yep.
everybody. We're here now. Sorry we're late. We're 10 minutes late, Christ. We are
Yeah,
just talking about The Sims 4 today. We are not devs. We don't know anything more than... Well, we might know something more than you guys because we kind of are obsessed with Sims 4. Kind of.
Yes, we literally spend all our time looking for news. That's how sad we are.
That's
but
our...
hey, we do it for you guys.
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
have an exam tomorrow. I haven't even looked at any of my lecture notes or anything. I've just been looking at Sims 4 news. No, I have.
Yeah, who cares
have
about
studied.
all of that?
I have studied, don't worry. I do want to pass.
That's her second disclaimer, just saying she has studied.
I have studied. Disclaimer, I am only live streaming the day before my exam because I feel confident and I only need to get 8% to pass.
I'm sure you'll do better than 8%.
I hope so too.
Okay, so Kieran, is that how you say it? He says you should put the trailer up if you don't like it.
We should. I
don't know how you do that.
grab that.
Oh, you can do that, can you?
Probably. I will give it a
Okay.
try. We'll talk about what we were going to talk about while I find this trailer.
How long is it going to take you to find the trailer?
Not very long, hopefully. As long as I mute the noise, you all should be fine and it should be totally professional.
Oh, yeah, don't make it come on super loud because I'm wearing headphones.
I will actually mute my Google Chrome so that it doesn't actually. I'm genius, just so you know.
Well, of course. I mean, I never questioned that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I know we're 12 minutes into 2 o'clock already, but things are coming together.
Finally, ish.
Yeah.
For a computer science degree.
Well, mystical maid, am I saying that right? She says she's playing Sims at the same time as watching us,
Ah, that's cool.
or listening to us. Whatever.
Nice. I've given up on the. I don't know.
Well,
What did you think at the game reveal?
last year.
Yeah, last year.
Okay, when was it? Was it May 6th?
May 6th, yeah. It was a long time ago, and they had the giant Skype call with a bunch of the Simmers, which it was a nice way to reveal it, I think.
It was different. They've never done that before.
Yeah, I know a lot of people did feel a little bit left out, but you've got to understand that not everybody could have been included.
No, exactly. And plus the fact, I found it easier because it's easier to go and talk to a fan than it is the dev because they're so busy that, I spoke to a couple of them while they were doing it and they gave me info and then you can share that with other people and then it's just...
I was talking to James. I was messaging, IMing to James while he was on the Skype call with the lot of them, which was quite cool.
Were you in the group Skype chat when it was happening? Not the official one, but like the one...
No, I wasn't in that one either.
Oh, I swear you were. Someone was, but...
I'm not.
I don't know. Anyway.
Not that popular.
No.
I
don't even know why I was there. Anyway, yeah. What did they show?
I do think it was a good idea, though. Overall,
yeah,
to have.
I do as well. Yeah.
I know a lot of people are still all like, Sims got to do this and that," but it's the same. It's like all games. Watch Dogs. They had a bunch of YouTubers go over to look at Watch Dogs, and not every single YouTuber that was interested in Watch Dogs went to go see it because you can't do that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So.
I mean, someone said on the chat now, not good, the Yip Sims, because that's what they were called, weren't they? But I maybe it wasn't, but it was a clever marketing idea.
It was definitely a clever marketing idea because it kind of raised hype in the community and those higher up members of the community. I mean, we're all pretty equal in the community when it comes to like our voices in Twitter.
They weren't higher up in the fact that they'd shown that they were a bigger fan. It's just that
it was
had
more
followers
that they
and fans.
could get the word out quicker.
Exactly, and it worked. So there you go. So aside from that, all they showed was a logo and do you remember that little eye thing that they showed?
Yeah, the little eye artwork. That was very cool.
Yeah, that's it.
In fact, I might get that one instead. I'll be doing that while we're talking.
Okay.
But yeah.
Which it didn't show a lot. It just showed.
It just showed like the Sims' eyes. When we first saw that image, I wasn't too keen on the look of the Sims.
No, I wasn't. I will admit I wasn't either.
I thought, because I really loved the look of Sims 2 Sims. I think they looked like that perfect amount of realism.
See, I do as well. I've been saying this since forever, since The Sims 3 was announced. I've been saying I just love The Sims 2 so much.
I didn't want to buy The Sims 3 at first because I
preferred
The Sims 2 Sims.
I know, exactly. Exactly, because people always say this is actually. I'll wait for this because we're going to get onto that later about the graphics and stuff. We'll get onto that.
Ah, right, yes, cool.
Don't worry, I've got a lot to say about that.
We
But yeah,
have a
so
lot to say,
yeah,
apparently. And somebody told me that I'm gonna have to carry this whole chat because I'm apparently more talkative, but you've
yeah.
been just
I
as
told you
talkative.
if we got into heated discussion about Sims 4, I could be a little bit more talkative. That's what I said.
Okay, that's fine. I will allow that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, what were we talking about?
Oh yeah, we were talking about the eye thing.
The eye thing, yes.
Yeah.
I thought you could see the emotion, which was cool. It's cool that they already had like this character like super quickly. Oh, that's huge. It's just a bunch of plump balls sitting on the screen. There we go. Nice. Nice image in the background now. Just wait for it, you guys. Just wait for it. And
Well, I think a lot of people were annoyed when they first did it because they didn't show anything else.
But-
Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's cool.
yay.
Yeah. But yeah, they showed the eyes and
Yeah,
they didn't show anything else, and people were really peed off with that.
Yeah, I did want to see a bit more of The Sims. And then they did that live broadcast, didn't they? And they had the concept artist. I liked
Oh,
the
yes,
concept art. The drawing looked really cool.
And going back to what you were just saying a second ago, the first thing that came to mind when I saw that was The Sims 2.
Yeah.
Straight away. Yeah.
But yeah, just looking at these Sims on here, on this image that you can now all see. You can,
Nice and clear as well.
I know, it's lovely and in HD and lovely.
Well done. Well done.
Thanks, I got a clap.
Just a single little applause.
Now, there was more than one clap there, thank you.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
But yeah, you can tell that every single Sim on that image has its own character, which is probably the thing I like most about the Sims that we're gonna have in this next generation of the Sims.
Yes, they're not just cardboard cutouts this time.
No. I
They don't just-
remember in Sims 2 I always had my favourite face. And I would always use that face, and they just look slightly different with the hair, but I'd always use that face on Sims. But with this, they're all gonna look different, and they're all gonna have their own personality. It's great. It's fun.
See, this is why. See, looking at them now, I can see why they chose to go for the eyes, because that's where the most expression is coming from.
They wanted to focus on the
Sim there,
emotion.
yeah, exactly, and that's the biggest selling point to
Yeah,
it. So,
because that's in the gameplay as well. They were going to go through like emotions and stuff a little bit more so than with the moodlets in Sims 3.
yeah,
So,
I mean, they were cool. I liked them, and I was really excited they were there, but they didn't really do anything. I mean, Sims every so often played out a little animation that went with it, but that was about it. I mean, if they were sad, they didn't walk around being sad. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think the most you got was a little bit of rage when their moods were like really super low.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, how long was it? So that was May we got those. So
May
how long was
last
it
year.
till- We got screenshots, didn't we? That were leaked, I think. Am I right? Just before their reveal.
I don't know.
I can't remember when that was. Do you remember we saw the house and the
Oh,
I'm just getting them up now on my PC so I can look at them. Yeah, we had the house and the what did we have? Do you remember the ones with the two eating pancakes and arguing at the table?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And that-
got leaked a little bit early, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Low quality ones, mind you, but
But still, it was enough to see. That guy with the pancakes. I always loved that guy with the pancakes.
he's in quite a few, isn't he? In
Yeah.
quite a few renders and stuff.
I've seen quite a few renders of him, and yeah.
I think he's been given a name. You know, I think one of the gurus the other day did name him.
Maybe he's an NPC.
Oh, I hope so.
I want him
We-
to be an NPC now. And then I think the most notable thing after that was Gamescom.
Oh,
When
yeah,
they
definitely.
showed the cast demo to the people that were there and had a playable version of it. It's obviously been a bit more refined now, as we can tell from the videos that we've got.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
But-
were you disappointed that Creator Sim is all we got at Gamescom?
I feel it was enough to raise hype. I mean, creating Sims is probably something that a lot of people do more than playing the game. You either build a lot, you actually play the game a lot, or you create Sims a lot. And I think a lot of people do the latter more than they play the game. I know my sisters just sit there and create Sims and then play them for about half an hour and then create more Sims and then So I think that was quite a cool idea. Plus,
it's the first thing that sometimes you do when you open the game.
Yeah, that's the first thing you ever get to do. I remember going into all the past games and going, "Oh my god, look at this creator sim!"
And the clothes and the hairstyles.
All the choice in Sims 1.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have hair in The Sims 1. It was a whole head.
I know, and the outfits.
Oh yeah.
And the body shape came with the outfits. That was
and
quite
3
funny.
skin shades. That's it.
Yes, and the the clothes changed colour sometimes with the different skin tones.
Yeah.
Classic. And then Sims 2 came along and it was like, whoa, you can choose a top and trousers.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes people forget is that The Sims 2 was literally a massive step from
It was
Sims
the
1.
biggest step. I don't
mean,
think we're gonna get another step like that. As much as The Sims 4's creator sim looks awesome and stuff like that, it's not gonna have that same impact as Sims 1 to Sims 2 did, just because The Sims 1 was so restrictive in the actual creator sim. And your phone's ringing again.
Alright, hold on 2 seconds then. You keep talking.
Okay. I can't remember what I was gonna say now, typical. We were talking about the step between Sims 1 and Sims 2 was huge. There was just all sorts in all aspects of the game because The Sims 1 was first meant as an architecture tool. It wasn't meant for the gameplay. In Will Wright's mind, it was originally an architecture tool, but then it developed into a game with needs and became a life sim. And then as that kind of idea developed and people started liking the game.
I'm back, by the way.
Okay, The Sims 1 was originally intended as an architecture tool before it developed into a life sim.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, it was Project Dollhouse, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was called. Yeah.
We know stupid facts about Sims.
Oh yeah. And do you know the reason why Will Wright came up with the idea of that project?
I don't actually.
You don't? Oh well, this could be a first for you then. You might already know this, but it was because his house burned down.
Oh, I remember
Yes.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
So he had to go and buy a new house, and he had to furnish it with he had to furnish it from top to bottom with brand new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the idea came from. They thought, what about furnishing a virtual house and building one?
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
And then it kind of all developed into this fantastic game that sold loads and such like that.
It was like they were building like the prototype of Doll's House, and then they came up with these little people to put in them, and then they were like, well, hold on, it's more fun to play with these people than it is build a house. So,
although I would actually say the other way around, because that's just me. I prefer building.
Oh yeah, I suppose you do now, but in Sims 1, I mean.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That was kind of tricky. And that lovely limited collection of furniture that included 3 different kinds of inflatable sofa.
Oh, of course, everybody wants an inflatable sofa.
Everybody needs an inflatable sofa. Although in the 90s, I did want an inflatable sofa.
Well, I'll tell you what, I had an inflatable sofa.
Oh my god, jealous.
I know. But yeah, I mean, so when people say, oh, it's not as good, all this, that, and the other, but they literally had to create an entirely new game for Sims 2.
Yeah.
Whereas with Sims 3, they were just building what was already there in Sims 2. So
The Sims 2 got that perfect fundamentals of like all the games to come. It's got that kind of, the core mechanics are all there. It worked out. The UI template has been pretty much the same through Sims 2 and into Sims 3. It just worked so much better. Just in general, it hooked people more. It was slightly easier, but not so easy that you didn't feel so like.
Plus, it added this whole other side to it as well, because you felt like when you're playing with your Sims and creating families, you're working towards something because your Sims aged now.
Yeah.
So you're working towards the next generation of them. Yeah.
And then
Sims 1,
Sims
obviously.
3 came along, and it definitely was a step up again, but
Oh yeah,
it
of course,
won't
yeah.
feel like so much of a step because it's like with graphics in games. There was a point where graphics could keep making all these revolutions and stuff like that, but we're getting so close to realism with graphics these days
Yeah,
that sometimes the best looking games aren't the ones that are graphically perfect. Like, for example,
exactly.
Fez is a beautiful looking game, and that's all pixel art.
Oh yeah, I haven't played that, but I love the look of
Oh
that
yeah, the
game.
look of that is great.
I followed that for quite a while, and that's a pretty
Mhm.
awesome game. I mean, but then saying that, the huge leap. It wasn't gameplay, I suppose, as much with the Sims 2, but it was the fact it was 3D.
Yeah.
Sims 1
Instead
wasn't.
of being
So
isometric, we ended up with a
yeah,
3D. You could rotate it however you wanted. You could change all the angles. You could view it in whatever way. You could play multiple Sims in neighborhoods. You could have these big neighborhoods. You could create neighborhoods. You could
it sounds
build.
ridiculous
You can
now, doesn't
build
it?
all your own community lots and stuff. And then
Yep.
the big thing
And
about
community lots
Sims
were there since
3,
day one.
yeah, big thing about Sims 3 was the open world thing.
Yeah.
Now, it was a really cool idea. It was a
It was
cool.
a cool
It was
idea.
a really
It
cool
was.
idea.
On paper, it was a cool idea.
But that made the game so demanding on any computer. I couldn't play it for years because I didn't have a good enough computer. I only started playing it in
No games stuff.
2012. Yes, it's easier.
Okay,
I think
should we
they've
talk
heard
about the
enough.
trailer?
Yes, let's go.
Yes. Cool. Okay.
What did you think of the trailer?
Well, to be honest, I mean, when a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, when they said that they were going to release a trailer,
Yeah.
I got excited because I thought we're finally going to see gameplay and all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And then when a couple of days before, they said it was going to be a Create a Sim trailer.
Yeah, do you
I was
remember we
like,
were talking about it when it was announced, and we were
yes,
both like,
were.
bet it's going to be cast.
Yes, and I just thought, oh, we've seen all this stuff before. Why do we need to see it again? But I was pleasantly surprised actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
cast looks awesome.
Yes,
So
it definitely does. It reminds me a lot. I played EVE Online for about 5 minutes and created a character, and the character creation is a lot like the Sims 4 one. I think they've taken a leaf out of the EVE Online book.
oh really?
In the way that you can click a bit and drag it and it moves, it changes and stuff. It's a lot more detailed than the Sims 4, but it was definitely like that in EVE. So, and I really did enjoy the way that worked. So it'll be fun to see how easy it is to do in the Sims 4.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that was the best way to go with it. I think there's no point adding loads of new sliders and
Yeah,
stuff. for us to mess
sliders were
about with.
annoying because half the time
Yes.
they had words. Here's a slider, but I never knew what it actually was until I actually saw it.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Nasolabial crease. I didn't know what that was until I saw what I was changing.
I know exactly.
I know what it
So-
is now, but I wouldn't be able to describe it to you. It's like the lines between the outside of your nose to the outside of your mouth. You know, some people have really prominent bits there. I don't know. I'm just poking my face right now. I'm weird.
Okay, so we've gone on to face poking. I don't know how, but we
Face
have.
poking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the other side of it is that how much more simple it is now.
Yeah, and
Isn't
how much easier it is to customize people, because I was saying a little bit earlier actually how I can never make a sim look like myself because I have these features that aren't really easy to make on Sims.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
My nose is just like the least. It's like the hardest thing to make on Sims because I've got this weird, like I don't know whether I could call it. It's not really a dimple, but it's like a dent in the middle of my nose.
Oh,
kind
do you know what? I know what you mean. It's like a. I
Just
think
on
I have
the
the
tip
same
of,
thing. You
in
know.
the tip of my nose. It's just like
Yeah,
a
it's like
little bit dented.
like- Yeah, I know what you mean, and I've always tried to make that in The Sims, and I
Yeah.
could never do it. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, I'm with you on that one. I know.
And yeah,
But I think people are misconstruing the fact that it's simple with less creativity. Do you think people are saying,
well, it's simple in a way that it's easy to pick up. It's
Yeah.
not simple in a way like, oh, there's only so much you can do. It's basically simple in the sense you want to change something, you click it and move it.
yeah, exactly? They're not dumbing it down for new players, I don't think.
No.
No. and you can go in and create someone really quickly now.
Yeah. I love how in the trailer there was like they were adjusting the woman's bum. It was just making me laugh the whole time. It was like you had to stick the booty in there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that Ryan was doing it as well. It was like, okay.
Yeah, Ryan was just
Yeah.
talking about changing the bum.
Yeah. But I'm glad we can do that anyway.
Yeah.
That's an awesome thing. Yeah. And I was glad. I don't know whether it was just me, but when I watched it, I was like, do they look a little less cartoony
Yes.
than they did last year?
I felt like it did. I mean, definitely when you saw Bella Goth and stuff like that.
Oh,
Bella
yeah,
Goth looked
definitely.
great. And the fact that they did look like real people, like seeing the Sims guru's likeness and themselves, made it easier to see that they can look quite lifelike if they need to be.
See, I think they do. I think there's no Sims game in the past where you've got that close to
Yeah.
reality like that. Not realism, not like they look realistic, but they look like a Sims version of
They
themselves.
capture the person.
Yeah,
rather-
exactly.
Still missing a height slider though.
Yeah, but I don't know whether that's ever going to be
That would be
possible.
really hard to animate though. I can
It
understand
really
why,
would.
but
Yeah.
we will never create a real Meg until we have a height slider.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's fair.
Yes, I obviously, I agree with you on that, but there you go.
I don't think this height slider will even go down as far as Meg level. I'd have to actually make myself a child to actually be.
Oh, poor Meg.
But then
Poor
you
Meg.
can't give a child fully grown features though. It's not
No.
right.
I mean,
we'll
I think
never be
what-
able to make a Meg.
There are cheats, aren't there, to mess about with height, I think.
Yeah, but it makes
Bugs out the game.
animation weird and
Yeah,
there's a reason why they haven't implemented it, basically.
yes. But I mean, other than that, I think they've done a good job with it. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
there was loads more clothes and stuff, loads more hairstyles, and tattoos are back. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I like the sleeves.
Yes,
It's cool
and
to
I
see
saw
sleeves.
an option for jewelry as well, which was cool.
Nice.
Yes.
It's,
So,
it's
and
a shame about creator style, but it looks like they're giving you enough choice without it.
yeah. But do you ever wonder whether there was more reason why they didn't include it? Because everybody loved it in The Sims 3, but to me personally, maybe this is just me, I found it a huge chore. I really did.
Slowed down the game like
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
I'd be like, oh, I'm going to change the
It's
color
one
of
of
this
those
chair.
really horrible things that builders find themselves facing.
What, when you click it and you sit there waiting for everything to load
Yeah.
up? Yes. I mean, you can have an awesome computer. You can have the best
I can
computer
click
ever. and-
tick and I can wait there for about 20 minutes. The amount of stuff I have to edit out of my builds because it's just me waiting for creator style to actually stop. It's just, yeah.
I mean, I don't know why that works. Is it trying to read it from your hard drive? I don't understand. If it is, it's doing it slowly. I mean,
Yeah.
but
It was
I mean,
it was a lot. It was very demand. The whole game was very demanding on a computer. I was saying that about the open world thing earlier.
oh yeah, I mean,
So many aspects of The Sims 3 just made it very difficult to run on like entry level PCs.
but
I mean,
even
Yeah,
even more.
my computer's
yeah.
good. My computer, well, I'd say it's good. It should run a game from 2009 well.
Yes, exactly.
I mean,
I mean, when I first got it, I was playing. Oh yeah, all right, okay, I was playing on a dated computer, but for the time, 2009, I still surpassed the
Mhm.
requirements, and it still played like absolute crap.
yeah.
And I had most of the settings on low, so
Yeah, I mean, my computer isn't top of the line, but it's
no.
only a year old and it's got a better graphics card. This graphics card wasn't even a thing when in 2009 when it was released. It surpasses
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. It may not be very good for games now. I literally saw a game today and I was like, I need a better processor for this game.
Oh no, that's the worst thing that
I
can
know.
happen.
It started because I've got an i5 processor. It's not even a bad processor.
Yeah.
But they're like, you need i7 now to play games. And I'm like, no, money.
Yeah.
Money.
I mean, I bought a new PC in toward the end of 2010, early 2011. I can't remember, and that was, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, it was specifically for Sims 3,
Mhm.
and it played well. It didn't have the best graphics card in the world, but it played well, and but not great. Not yeah. I could have everything on high and
Mhm.
play okay. Anyway, I bought this one I got now about 7 or 8 months ago, and I was like, oh, it's really going to play, good now because it's so much better than my last one.
No.
And I played it and I was like, this is the same. What's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is the game. This is not my PC. This is the game. Slowing it down.
I mean, when I went back and stayed with my family over Easter, they have The Sims on a computer there, which is they can only play it on like medium settings in terms of graphics, but it played very similarly. I just didn't use creator style at all because I knew that just don't go there. I actually played the game when I was there. I didn't build at all. It was quite funny.
Blimey. I mean, I think that goes to show. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the gurus or the devs or anything like that. Sims 3 is still an awesome game, but I think there's a point that the game gets to where it's like I'm not going to run any better than this.
Yeah, it was fantastic in terms of just ideas and stuff.
Well, customization was the biggest.
Customization, ideas, just it revolutionized the game. But we're not at a point where we can safely run that without it ruining the entire game, really.
Plus we were talking about how the world works. It's. I'm not going to be mean here. Please don't think I'm being mean. But the open world, I use open world with like, I don't know what they're called when you hold your little two fingers up. What they're called? I can't even remember.
What? I don't even know what you're on about.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter when I say open world, but really in reality it's not open at all. Because the whole world isn't loaded at once.
No.
Does that make sense? Like each lot isn't still individual, like in The Sims 2. It just isn't loaded. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you scroll over town, you'll never scroll over town smoothly.
It was ambitious.
It's got to load everything.
It goes to show. It goes to show the innovation that we will be able to get from future generations of The Sims because of the team's ambitiousness and innovation with the games. But it gets to a point where you've got to really assess what is right for computers of entry level of that day and age and stuff like that, and what you can actually run without discriminating against a whole bunch of players that don't necessarily have the best computer or the funds to get a solid computer that can run this game at fantastic specs. I
mean, I wonder whether the technology just wasn't up to scratch at the time, and I mean, I suppose they started making it in like 2007, 2008. I mean, maybe it just wasn't there. Maybe they tried their hardest anyway. So, but because of that, like you said, it did alienate a lot of players because they couldn't play it properly.
I couldn't play it till 2012. I was sitting there. I had it since 2009.
Yeah.
And we'd had about 3 computers during. Well, not 3. Maybe 3. I don't know. I think we tried it on 3 computers, and it just didn't work until, until then. So.
I mean, I don't know if anybody else has ever had this problem, but The Sims 3 has had a problem where, especially back in 2009, if you played it on a computer that was completely out of its, completely exceeded the specs by quite a way, like a proper gaming PC, it would play really poorly.
Really?
Like proper crap, because my sister, she loves Sims as well, and when she found out I had The Sims 3, she went out and bought a PC. She looked at the requirements and she was like, "Well, I've got a bit of money. I'm gonna buy a proper real good one." And I felt really bad because she took me with her and she was like, "This one?" I was like, "Yeah, of course. That's really gonna play it, And I was like really jealous, thinking this is gonna be awesome. She got it home, installed it, and I felt really bad because it played like absolute crap. It really did. It was choppy. She played it like 10 frames per second. I was like, "What is going on?" So I looked up online and apparently loads of people had this problem.
Yeah, sometimes games just aren't compatible with specific graphics cards.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. It just goes to show how much testing a game has to go through.
Yeah.
You have to test it on so many different levels of graphics cards, so many different operating system types, all sorts.
And like you said, the I don't want to say normal Sims player, but the average Sims player, let's say, may not have a gaming PC.
No, of course not.
And they still want to get an enjoyable experience. So, and I think maybe that's what they're going for with The Sims 4.
Yeah, I know they definitely wanted to make it a little bit more accessible to entry-level computers, The Sims 4. So, I just hope that they can stick to that.
I think they will, to be honest. I can't,
So long as the requirements don't require an i7 processor, I'm fine. I'd be so angry if they do.
I'm really hoping they're not going to come out and say something like, Not that it would, but it's come out and say something like, "Oh yeah, 16 gig of RAM just to play it." I'm gonna be
Damn, I
like,
don't even
"What?"
have that.
No, I don't either. I'm just like, "What?"
It's like, I don't know if you heard about Watch Dogs, but they've been promising for ages that on the next gen consoles it would be 1080p, 30 frames per second. No, 60 frames per second. They were saying, and
Oh, okay.
then about a week ago they announced that on PS4 it would be 900p, and then on Xbox 360 it'd be 720p at 30 frames per second for both of them. And it's like, I just hope they can't make promises they can't keep.
I don't know why they do that to you. I mean,
It's because they want to impress you. There was, I know there's a lot about Watch Dogs was very impressive when it was first announced. They had this
yeah,
revolutionary lighting engine and this open world gameplay. The story looked good as well. I mean, I'm pretty excited to have a look at it, at least just for
oh yeah,
the
me too.
story and the gameplay. But it definitely was going to be one of those graphically technical games,
Yeah,
and a lot of hype was built around it. And with that, games kind of, yeah, they kind of grow an expectation and stuff like that.
maybe that's good in a way. I mean, they're not saying too much about The Sims 4 at the moment.
Yes.
Maybe they don't want to
Mhm.
ruin our expectations. I mean, oh, hold on. Someone's saying in the chat they're talking about PC specs.
Mhm.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, and they're saying is more FPS good or worse?
More frames per second is good.
Yes, definitely good. Although
Um,
if it gets ridiculously into the hundreds, then you might want to watch it because your graphics
yeah,
card might.
games are good when they have frame limits.
Yes.
60 is the most you can actually distinguish with your own eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
So capping it at 60 is good. 30 is what YouTube uses. Everything on YouTube is 30 frames per second or less. So, yeah, it's as simple as that. If you're fine with YouTube quality videos, you can play games in 30 FPS. If you kind of like are more like you can notice these things more, you're more perceptive about that sort of thing, then maybe change it up to 60 FPS. But I
And
don't
it,
know
and
if
if
there a limit in The Sims 3?
well, I don't know because I remember when it was first out, there was a few articles I read saying that it was leaking FPS and it was causing people's graphics cards to burn out.
Ooh,
Oh, he's
weird.
saying I think I am 100, maybe more.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
know. When I used to have my frame limit count, when my frame rate count in the corner of my computer, I always used to remember the intro video would always be like 1,000
Oh
frames
yeah,
per second,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
why even be that high?
But if you're getting over 100 in normal gameplay, then I'd say you might want to cap that.
Yeah, if there's an option to cap it, cap it. Just check all the options. Graphics options would.
Yeah, in your PC graphics settings, not in The Sims 3, because there won't be anything in there.
Yeah, check. There's graphics card settings on most.
Sims 3 should have one really, because I don't know.
Yeah,
If
most
you go,
games, most modern games do now.
SimCity had one, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, which was good. I mean, I don't want to get onto the subject of SimCity, but that's another game that plays like crap for everyone.
Oh yeah, I was. They was in the chat. They were talking about how originally it may have been intended for The Sims 4 was maybe originally intended for online play, and that's why some
See,
features don't look so good.
we
Maybe
were going to
that's
get
why we're
onto
not
this.
seeing the world.
Yes, I firmly believe that it was going to be because do you remember those pictures that came out? Sims VIP put them up early last year, February, I think.
Yes.
It's called Olympus or something, and it was all like a new version of The Sims Online. Did you ever play that?
I never played The Sims Online.
Oh, you're missing out. It was like the best game
Oh
ever.
damn.
Oh, that was such a good game. Doesn't sound like it's going to be fun, but it really is.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's what they were going for again, and then the whole SimCity stuff happened, so they
Yeah,
scrapped it.
I think
Yes.
it would have been a lot of lost followers per se if they'd have announced it as an online game.
Because I mean, I might be wrong. Don't say this is actually what happened. And I'm sorry, Max, if I'm wrong. But did you ever get the feeling that Sims 4 was announced a bit too early? Do you think it was planned to be announced in May?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just wondering whether they were trying to, because of all the stuff happened with SimCity, they kind of came out and were like, no, 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 this isn't going to be online. You're fine. Because even in the first
When did
description of
when
it,
did
it was
Sim
like
when did
offline only.
SimCity come out? That came out in March last year, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. So and Sims 4 was announced in May, so it's only two
Ease
months
the blow,
later.
kind of.
I don't know.
They should
I
have
do
just
not know.
announced a single player of SimCity. That's what they should have done. A long time before they actually did.
Yes, to be honest, there's no real need for SimCity to be online, was there?
No, I liked the idea of it, but
Yeah, I did too. It was cool, but
it wasn't really carried out too well. But we're talking about Sims 4, not Sims
yeah,
2.
sorry. Yes, 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 yes. I
Um,
apologize for getting off topic.
it would be interesting to see how they would use online elements. It would be cool if they could make an online Sims game in the future. I think it will definitely be a thing of the future. Maybe Sims 5 will be a lot more online because cloud computing is becoming a huge thing and servers are getting bigger and internet speeds are getting faster and data transfer and such is also getting faster and stuff. So it's more than likely inevitable that we will get some kind of multiplayer Sims in the future, but I don't know whether that will be Sims 4.
But then, would you like Would you like the option to in Sims 4 to have some online play?
I think it'd be quite fun. It would be a cool way to. It would revolutionise the Let's Play of Sims.
Yeah, it would. I mean, how cool would it be if I went onto my game and invited you and you came into my game?
I know.
We played together. That would be awesome, wouldn't
That
it?
would be great.
Yeah.
It's like at the moment to be able to do a Let's Play with someone in Sims, as I'm doing with Simlinks, is we're literally transferring the save file and sending each other the save file after every single Let's Play we make, so that we can alternate who's playing it, and it's logistically quite difficult.
Yeah.
If you've not got this kind of way of talking to them quite regularly, it's really tricky to do something like that. So it'd be nice to just make it easy and just, hey, do you want to come play Sims with me today? Yeah, sure.
And I think I think Maxis should notice that because Let's Playing and stuff has only got big over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't big in the Sims 2 days because of YouTube and stuff wasn't even around. So,
there was a lot of Sims 2 like machinima and music videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I wanted to make machinima for Sims 2.
Ah.
I did, but my frame rate on my computer was just awful. There's still some of those lying around on YouTube. if anybody finds them, they will just laugh.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find them now.
You won't, I bet.
Maybe. Did you have the same trouble when you had Sims 2? Did it play like crap on your PC as well?
When we first got Sims 2, I think we got it a year after it was released because our computer was awful and we knew that we can play it. And we got a better one. What happened was, the little icons for each sim and the loading screen with the family in, and they're all posing and stuff. Couldn't see Sims in that for me.
Were they just like
They
silhouettes?
were blank. They were blank. There was no silhouettes, no nothing. It was just blank.
Oh no.
Game would crash quite frequently, mainly during saving, which made it awkward.
Oh.
And then we stopped playing it until 2009. Yeah, 2009, when we got a computer that could kind of run it, and that's when I wanted to make machinima, but the frame rate was just too awful. It was quite sad, but the game runs fine now. Hardly ever crashes. We still got that computer. It sits in my sister's bedroom actually, and she plays Sims 2 all the time.
Do you know what? It's sad, isn't it, that every new Sims game that's come out, not expansion packs, but base game, I've always had to buy a new computer. Not straight away. I've always had to put up with it for a couple of years and then go and buy a new one.
Sims 1 we got just as we bought a new computer. I only found out about 2 weeks after we got this new computer, so it ran great. Sims 2, nope. Sims 3, nope. Had to wait till 2012.
Oh man.
I would have been a YouTuber long before 2012 if I'd have been able to play Sims 3.
I would have done as well. I mean, I wanted to make machinima with it, but I was playing it on a crappy computer for years.
Just would have been nice to play it. I mean, it ran pretty slow on the computer I was using when I first started YouTube videos. So, And then I got this one that I got about a year ago, nearly a year and a half ago now. Got it for Christmas of 2012, and it runs great.
I'd say, well, we're lucky now because I think this might be the first base game to come out where I'm prepared for it.
I hope I'm prepared for it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not as technically demanding as Wolfenstein: The New Order, I am fine.
I don't think it will be. I honestly do not think it will be that demanding.
I mean, I have looked at Wolfenstein videos and holy, that looks good. So I'm
What?
just hoping.
What are the requirements for that?
i7 processor, NVIDIA thingies, or I'll grab it on Steam so that we can actually have a little look at it.
I don't have a Intel, unfortunately. I've always had Intel, since this is the first time I've not. What's the other one? Is it AMD?
AMD, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been
Even my
using.
graphics card is so bad. Requirements: 64-bit Windows 7 or Windows 8, Intel Core i7 or equivalent AMD, 4 gigabytes of RAM. Graphics is either NVIDIA GeForce 460 and up, or ATI Radeon HD 6850 or up, which is better than mine.
What do you have?
I have a 6670.
No, they're quite good.
They're good. I mean, it's got 2 gigabytes of graphics RAM and stuff. It's good, but that's better, so I wouldn't be able to play it. And then 50 gigabytes of available hard drive space.
Oh my god, that's mental.
That's the only thing I can cope with. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive. Let's have a look at Watch Dogs, actually. Considering the amount that they've had to scale back.
Is it coming for PC, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one runs on Vista? Okay.
Well, Watch Dogs does.
Yeah, apparently.
They might want to.
That requires 6 gigabytes of RAM, though.
They might want to get with the times, I think.
Yeah.
Vista is so, 8 years ago.
It says that they only support 64-bit operating systems. I didn't realise Vista had a 64-bit operating system.
I think that must be wrong. I don't even think 64-bit was around then, was it?
I was going to say.
I thought Windows 7 was the first 64-bit. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I thought so too. I should know that kind of stuff. I do a degree in that kind of stuff.
You should be telling me about this kind of stuff.
But the processor you need: Intel Core Quad, 2.66 gigahertz, or AMD Venom 2. I've got one better than that. Woo! 6 gigabytes of RAM though. Whew.
Why? What do you have?
I have 8, but
I have 8 too.
6 is a lot. And then,
it is, but you've still got more than that, so
yeah.
You're alright.
But
hold on, someone said in chat, thought this was about The Sims. We're sorry.
Yeah, we're just
we got off topic.
Yeah.
We were talking about The Sims, we were talking about requirements for it, and then we just got...
6 gigabytes of RAM though for a game when you've only got 8 makes it really tricky for recording.
That is true, yeah.
Because it takes up a lot of RAM to record a video, especially if the longer it runs, the longer the memory is needed. But yeah, I can play that game on graphics as well.
What is the requirement for... I mean, I want to say the Sims 3 base game, but it wouldn't be the same now because of all the expansion packs on top. What would you say you would need to run Sims 3 and all expansion packs?
I'm going to have a look at what Steam recommends.
Oh, okay.
On this, because Steam's pretty reliable on knowing. Okay.
I want to say 512 megabyte of RAM, but I think that might be a bit low.
RAM 1.5 gigabytes. No, that's on Vista. 1 gigabyte. Wait, why are the system requirements in XP and Vista? Ah.
Because it was 2009.
I know, it's so old.
That's 5 years ago. So, XP was 1 gigabyte around. Oh, yeah, okay.
1 gigabyte or 1.5 gigs in Vista, so I'm guessing that would be like 1.5 or 2 in 7.
Well, do you know what? If somebody were today to go out and buy the base game and all the expansion packs and stuff packs, they would need more than 1.5 gigabyte, I tell you.
Yeah, if the memory, yeah. Definitely hard drive space as well.
Okay, yeah. And processor. Sims 3 is a really demanding game.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the processor requirements are so low.
Yeah, I know, that's weird, isn't it? Which makes me think that...
Let's have a look at let's have a look at, say, when was the most recent expansion packs Into the Future. Let's see if... No, still exactly the same.
Wow, really?
Yeah. They need to update those.
But then, are they saying that on the like example of you're just playing the base game and into the future? I wonder whether that's what they do.
But still, they're talking in XP and Vista. This game came out this last year.
That's a bit silly.
Into the Future came out end of last year, and they're still talking about XP and Vista. Ah well.
I mean, I did read that Sims 4 is being made for lower end PCs.
Yeah. Let's.
I wouldn't have said
hope.
it looks bad, would you?
No. A lot of games can look great and still run. I have a laptop that doesn't run anything but FTL. That's the only game I've managed to get running on my little laptop. Still looks fantastic.
I don't know what FTL is.
The best game ever.
What is it?
Just saying. It's a game that I let's play. If you really want to know, you can sit there for an hour and a half just watching me play FTL. Because each episode is about 45 minutes to an hour and a half long.
What does FTL stand for?
Faster than light. It's like space.
Oh, okay. Wait, you should have just said that, then I would have known.
Okay, sorry.
You're being all cryptic with me.
Was I?
Yeah.
The FTL is actually its name.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's not an abbreviation. Its name is actually FTL, but it stands for faster than light.
I thought you were abbreviating it just to
No,
make me seem small.
I don't need to do that.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say.
But then again, neither do you, so it's cool.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, also a lot of other stuff you've got to consider as well. It depends what resolution you play Sims 4 at. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
1080p can make a big difference, or if anything lower than that.
I play 720 windowed because I only do my videos in 720, so I think why waste the power?
Yeah, it's the same when I film my machine. I only 720 windowed mode because what's the point?
Exactly.
So it's easier.
I have to say, with games, it's a deal breaker if they don't have a windowed mode.
Oh yeah,
because of the way I record.
Yep, definitely.
If I had a second monitor, then perhaps I would be like,
I really want one.
About it. Same. The computers in all our computer labs at uni have 2 monitors, and I'm sitting there like, I like this. Why can't I have this at home? They have better computers than me, and it makes me sad.
Well, other people are saying they play it in 1080p. Good, that's good.
Yeah. We only play it like that because it's easier for us.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want it to look amazing, then of course play it at 1080p. But if you want to play it at 720, it's your choice. I mean, I can play it at 1080. I just do it in 720 because it's easier on my computer when I'm recording. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I prefer full screen mode since I don't get distracted by the Windows UI. Okay.
Cool. I like being distracted by it. I like building and having Twitter and Skype and everything going at the same time. Otherwise, I can't build.
Plus, I like to know what the time is.
That is always good because you always feel like you're wasting away hours. I remember playing Sims 2 when I was about 15 until about 11 o'clock at night, and then my mum would just shout, "Go to bed, it's 11 o'clock." It's like, oh my god, is it 11 o'clock really?
Oh, they're the days, aren't they?
They were the days.
They were the days.
Like,
where you just couldn't
summer,
close the game.
All summer, when it wasn't hot, you'd just be playing Sims.
Yeah,
if it was
didn't have
raining
school,
outside,
didn't have anything.
Sims. Raining outside, Sims. It's nice weather, then perhaps Sims, but...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I must admit, I've not really had many days like that with The Sims 3.
No, I haven't either.
Sucks, doesn't it? And I'm hoping I will again with The Sims 4. So, But yeah, I suppose we should get back to The Sims 4, as that's what we were trying to talk about.
Yeah.
What were we saying?
What was
We're talking about the trailer, weren't we?
I think we pretty much covered the trailer pretty well, I think.
Oh no, there's one big thing about the trailer I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go ahead. Go do it. I'm cool with that. I don't have to talk.
Oh no, I was talking to you about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, the scenes at the end in the house.
Ah, yes.
First bit of gameplay we've had in months.
Since Gamescom.
Yes.
Pretty much.
I know
they did a bit of routing. They showed like all the arrows and stuff in some snapshots, like from GDC,
GDC.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Mhm.
But it's pretty much all I've done. All I've
Yeah.
seen in terms of gameplay. Yeah.
I, it looked good though, didn't it? Especially that build mode bit at the end.
Yes. I was talking about build mode a little bit while you were gone, because somebody asked about what I was excited about.
Oh, okay.
And obviously build mode. I was saying how I like the fact that there's no limit on where you can build on upper floors. Like,
Yes.
the fact that you don't need to put millions of columns in.
Yeah.
I was building a house the other day and I need millions of columns to get it to work.
I don't even know how you do that. I can't even fathom my brain around that.
I was looking at a house earlier that someone was building, curved roofs everywhere, and I was like, I cannot do that. Why are you so good?
How do people come up with this?
I know. I know how to do it, it's just so tedious.
Yeah.
And I was saying earlier, I'd like for The Sims 4 to make that kind of thing easier, make it more accessible for people that aren't so good at and patient, I guess.
Well, I must admit, since I've been playing The Sims 3, I've gone off. I used to love building in The Sims 2, but I went real off it in The Sims 3 because it just takes so long. And I just can't decide over anything.
I find that's why I hate furnishing in Create
Yes.
Style. Because of Create Style. But,
Yes.
and then I get inspired by a house I see, and then I'm like, oh, I can do this really well, and then next time I build a house, no. It's like when I first found Deligracy's channel, I watched all her videos and I was like, I'm so inspired, I'm gonna make really great looking houses now. Built one really nice, like, interior decorated house. Then I went back to my old ways. It's like, it's so much effort.
Do you know, that's a good thing about the community these days, is it? Of YouTube. I think it's really brought people together, to be honest.
Yes, definitely.
You can go on and see how people play and how people build, and gives you inspiration.
Definitely.
A lot of people moan and say they don't like what the community has become because of YouTube, but no, I think it's a good thing.
I think the Sims community is probably the most together community on YouTube. The Minecraft community is so huge that little groups are formed, and then most other games don't have that sort of longevity.
No, yeah.
In gaming, like, you can't let's play like an adventure game forever.
No, because you play through a linear
story mode and then you're done. But
there's so many things to do with The Sims 3 that you're bound to come across something that you've never seen before. Yeah.
The Sims community is creative, and you can just get so much out of the game that it's such a diverse selection of things to do and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I like the Sims community. Sims
me too.
Fun.
And I think it will only grow when The Sims 4 comes out.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, Let's Play of The Sims 4 is just going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, because I want to see them all.
You know what I hope?
What do you hope?
For the sake
What do you hope?
For the sake of my YouTube channel, I know this sounds really, really thievery right now. Would you just release Sims 4 on the same day worldwide? Please.
Yes.
Cause
I know.
Because I get expansion packs like days later than everyone else, and I'm like, I want to let's play this, and I want to be one of the first on the bandwagon because it's fun, and I like being that. The reason I got a bunch of subscribers because I started making University Life videos before University Life was released, where I was just preparing them for university, and I just titled it University Life, and that's how I got a bunch of subscribers.
It's because there's like a point where it becomes the most popular.
Yes.
And then it slowly goes down after that, and because we're in the UK and we get games like 3 days later, unfortunately we're always gonna chime in when it's going down. But
Island Paradise was a great example of this. The Sim Supply made 25 Island Paradise videos before I'd even got the game.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yes. And I was just sitting there like, well, people are going to be washed out of that now.
Yes.
I made 5 episodes and that was it.
But then again, you got to think, if people are truly fans of your channel, they're going to want to see you play it and nobody else. So that's the only good thing, I suppose.
I know a lot of people do come to my channel for only Sims, because I get like 14 views on my other games. The only game I get like over 100 views on most episodes, and I say most episodes because it's not every single one, is Sims.
No. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, there's 2,500 of you. How?
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
I don't understand that. I mean, last year I was like, I'm gonna write because I did a Sims 3 Island Paradise Let's Play, and it didn't do badly. It didn't do good, but it didn't do badly. And I was like, right, I'm gonna do Let's Plays from now, and I'm gonna do some other games. So I did Tomb Raider, you know, the new one. Awesome game,
yes,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
And I think today it's still stuck at something like 70 views, and that was last year.
My Tomb Raider Let's Play. Let's see how many views my Tomb Raider Let's Play got.
That's a good game, though. I really like that game.
It is, yeah. We should play multiplayer.
Can you do that? I didn't know you could do that.
The new one, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I play that all the time. I'm really bad at it. I like to think I'm good at it because I play Torben at it, and he's awful at it. I'm really bad at it.
I'm really bad as well, so
It's
don't
right.
worry, you'll probably beat me.
I may be able to beat someone.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh my god, 7 pages back and it's January. Ugh.
How many videos do you actually have?
531.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
Well, there was a point where I was making 21 videos a week.
I have made 150 videos, 160 videos. When did you start anyway? Was it 2012?
Yeah, July 2012.
Oh, you started a year later than me and you've still got more videos than me. That's just crazy.
Fewer subscribers though, so it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Well, this is true, but my subscribers, I mean, I'm at 6,900 now, but that is only recently. I was stuck at like 2,000 subscribers for years. I don't know why, but something has to happen to boost it. I don't know what it is, but because like I started out, obviously, you know, that Machinima series I created. I put the first episode of that, and the only reason people watched it is because, you know, the Sims have got their YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
They liked it, so it went in their liked column.
Ah, nice.
So people came from that, and if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have any subscribers, I don't think.
I remember back in the day when I wanted to make Sims 3. The first thing I wanted to do in The Sims 3 was make Machinima. And when we first got it in 2000, whenever we first actually tried to play it, I remember looking at I YouTube searched Sims 3 Machinima, and Alone was the first one that came up.
Was it?
So I'd been watching them for a while.
Do you know what? That is the best compliment I've had all day.
Ah.
It really has. Because usually if I type it in, well, I don't know about today because it's not as popular, but back then when I typed it in, it never came up. Do you know?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but if it did for you, then that means good.
Yeah, I remember me and my sisters sitting around my iPod Touch watching your Machinima at my dad's house because we were bored and we were just thinking about what would we do when we go home and play Sims.
Oh my god. You're embarrassing me now.
And we saw it, and yeah.
Oh dear, oh no. The thing is, where did I find you from? I think it was through Sim Supply, you know, through James.
That's most people's story. I did a video with him, and yeah.
And I don't know whether it was you did a video with him. I think he might have mentioned him to you. He might have mentioned you to me. And I went onto your channel and I was like, oh, another British simmer, because you were so rare. I was like, yeah.
I know people are always on my builds. They're like, a British female?
Yeah.
It's a British female.
That's even rarer to get.
I know.
Really. And also, you we're sort of similar ages, so that helped as well. Because there are British simmers out there, but a lot of them are.
I always find the female simmers are very much younger.
Yes, they seems to be attracted a younger audience, I feel.
Yeah. And I always felt like it was harder to connect to some of the younger people in the community just because of the age difference.
Exactly.
I mean, say if I'd been like a couple years younger, then sure, it would have been fine. But I was just at that point where I was like maturing, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. You can't.
Fine. Anyways, why are we talking about this on the stream? We should actually go now.
Okay. Right, yes. Okay, we'll end it now and we'll see you